Good morning. I'm really excited because today we're going to start off a new series called Relationship Goals. Now, if you're new here, a series is when we pick a topic and we talk about it for a few weeks. Actually, for the past 3 years, in the same month, the month of February, we've been doing this series called Relationship Goals because we know that relationship is very important in our life. As a matter of fact, this is what I've been thinking, right? No matter how many times you experience or you've seen bad relationship around you, or maybe you've seen it in your family, right? But somehow there's part of us that still believe in relationship. I think it is something that God planted in every human's heart that we always have hope in terms of relationship. So I thought since this is very important, let's talk about it. As a matter of fact, I want to say this, again, you can disagree with me, but we are as happy as our relationship, the relationship that we have in our life, right? When things go well with your relationship, in your marriage, in your family, in your workplace, your friendship, right? Most likely you will be happier in your life. Although you might not have a lot of things in your life, you might not have a lot of money, but when the relationship part of our life goes well, we will be happier. But on the opposite side, I think it's true. When our relationship is not going well, right? It seems like no matter what we have, right? No matter how much money we have, there's a part of us that like, man, I just don't feel happy. So again, since this is very important, let's talk about it, right? Now, speaking of relationship goals, some of you know, if you actually go on, especially Instagram, right, and you type in hashtag relationship goals, you know how many pictures that you will come up? About 14 million pictures that will come up. Right? Most of them are pictures about couples, right? And you've seen some of the amazing pictures about couples. 14 million pictures. Now, some of you know that amazing picture takes a lot of hard work. Especially those of you who are into photography and, it's amazing picture. So I thought to start, I want to show you the behind the scene of some of the amazing picture. Some of the amazing picture that when you see, you go like, oh, or wow, right? Maybe like this one here. Look at this picture right here. Look at that, right? Like, oh. Yeah, you can actually make noise when I show you a picture. You're welcome to that. Now, the behind the scene of this picture is this. It's not easy. Look at that. Look at this guy, right? Wow. Right? Or maybe this picture right here. Right? Wow. You know how they got this picture? There you go. This is the behind the scene right there. Do you see? Can you find the photographer in that picture? How about this one? I thought this is a really great picture. Look at that, right? And this is actually the behind the scene of that picture right there. There you go. I think the last one is my favorite one. Look at this. Right? And this is the behind the scene of that picture. There you go. I hope that guy get paid really well, right? And I hope he has insurance too. When all of us see this kind of picture, right? This is what we say. I want that. Right? Now, you might not be able to define what that is. If I asked you to explain it, you might not be able to say, okay, I don't know exactly what I want, but I want that when you see that picture, right? I don't know how to describe it, but I want that. Right? Now, so, again, like I said, since that what you want, since that what you need, let's talk about that, right? If I pass around the mic in this room, right, and I ask you, hey, can you describe what that is for you, the that that you want? Can you explain to us? Can you help us define what that is? Most of us, we're probably going to say, I'm not sure, I don't know how to define it, but I know I want that, right? Now, this is what it gets pretty challenging when it comes to relationship. Besides, we are not clear what that is that we want, right? Since we cannot define what that is, here's another thing that becomes a challenge in a relationship. that we all have different dad, right? And I think it's safe that I think it's safe to say that all of us, we have our own dad. Now, I also think it's safe to say that dad is actually our hopes and our dreams and our desire that we want for relationship, right? This is our hopes and our desire and our dreams for the relationship. That we want is actually a box that full of our hopes and dream and desire that we want to happen in our relationship. Now, I want to give you a lot of example, right? But the problem is this, that again, like I said, we all have different box. We all carrying our own box, right? You have your own box, I have my own box. And then when you meet someone, you are bringing your box, right? You are bringing your hopes and dream and desire. Now, this is why I said this. If you're a teenager in this place, right? This is why I said don't be in such a hurry because you don't even know what you want in your box, right? If you are engaged, ready to get married, I hope you are talking about your box. If you've been married for some times, now you kind of have an idea what you should have in your box. Right? So let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about it. In your relationship, when it comes to money, right? The one person will say that, man, when I get married, we're going to have a lot of money, right? And some of you says that, man, we don't need money. All we need is love, right? Love will keep us alive, right? Some people want diamond ring. Some just want everything, right? But everything means nothing if I ain't got you, right? No, we don't need a lot of money. We just need love, right? So some of you says this, hey, when I get married, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom, and my husband is the one that's going to do all the working, right? And some of you says this, hey, man, this is going to be awesome. When we get married, man, we're going to combine our income and we're going to have a high income in our family. And the other person go like, what? Combining our incomes? Is that what we're supposed to do? Right? The other person say, man, when we get married, we're going to make sure we plan every dollar that we're going to spend. And the other person say, really? Right? That just feel like an allowance. Right? When I was a kid, I get allowance. Now that I have a job, I don't want people give me allowance. I want to do whatever I want with my money. Now, if you're smart, this is what you say. When you get married, when you get together, right? Hey, what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. Some of you get that later. So there's that money part of the relationship, right? And then we talk about housing. Oh, no, we're going to rent. No, we're going to buy right away. No, we're going to invest all of our money in buying a house. No, we're going to live in the suburb. No, we're going to live in the city, right? Now, this is, just everybody have different box. And then we have cars, right? This is saying, hey, when we get married, I'm going to talk him into trading his car. When I get married, I'm going to talk her into trading her car, right? No, I'm sure when, I know that you love car, but when we get married, you're not going to spend all of that time working on your car, right? No. When I get married, I'm going to have all the time in the world to work on my car. And then after that, you have another area of the relationship, right? Children. Oh, we're going to have one. No. We're going to have two. No, two is not enough, right? We're going to have three. No. We're going to keep trying until we get a boy, right? And then after that, you have the way you manage your schedule, you have time, right? The one person say, no, whenever we go somewhere, we got to be on time. What on time, right? 30 minutes late is on time for me, right? Right? You have a different way to say things, right? No, scheduling, right? Man, this is going to be awesome. When we get married, right? Oh, we're going to be together at all the times. And the guys go like, really? Is that what we're going to do? I thought you said I can keep my Taco Tuesday night with my buddies, right? Is that what we're going to do when we get married, right? And the other person say, I hope he doesn't introduce me to his friend. And the other guy says, well, I hope that I'm going to introduce her to all of my friends and it's going to be great. We're going to hang out together, right? The way we do things. And then after that, you have calendar. There's so many different aspects in a relationship, right? If you're smart, this is what you say. Hey, I'm just going to pick 3 holidays, okay? These 3 holidays, and then you can have the rest of the holidays. I'm going to pick Easter, Christmas, and Thanksgiving. That's when we're going to spend it with my family, and you can pick Halloween, you can pick Memorial Days, you can pick Labor Days, right? Just give me 3, and you can have the rest, right? And then you said, no, every Christmas, we've been doing this for so many years that we got to spend it with my family. No, we got to spend it with my family, right? And then traveling, man, when we get together, this is going to be awesome, man. We're going to travel around the world, right? And the other says, no, we're just going to keep it local. No, we're just going to stay around here, right? No, we're going to at least travel to Europe by the first year that we get married and things like that. And then, after that, food, right? Oh, no, we're going to cook every day. And the wife says, what? I'm cooking every day? I got to work and then come back from work, and I still got to cook too, right? No, we're going to eat out No. Our life will be like food blogger, right? We're going to try a different restaurant every week, twice, 2 days a week, right? 2 nights a week to try a different restaurant. And we're going to pack up lunch. No, we're going to buy lunch. And then guys, we have hopes and dreams and desires. When we get married, this is what we're thinking. Man, my wife not going to wear something like this to bed, right? Right? And the wife say, no, he doesn't care. He just want me to be comfortable, right? Let's just put this on. Chores, right? Chores. No, I'm sure. See, that's what the wife's supposed to do, right? No. My husband is gonna help me do all of these, right? And then the next one here, I cannot find anything that represents this, so I'm sorry if I have this conflict resolution. I went to dollar store. I was looking for like boxing glove, right? I couldn't find it. I was looking for a helmet. I couldn't find it. But hopefully, if you have conflict, you're not requiring to have any of those, okay? No helmet, no boxing glove or anything. But conflict resolution, some people say, no. When we have conflict, we're going to talk about everything right up front. We're going to be completely honest. And the other person, what? Is that what we're supposed to do? No. All I do is I need to keep it to myself. I don't want to hurt anyone with my words, right? Some people say, no. We're going to talk about everything. No. In our family, when we have a problem, we raise our voice, right? In our family, we don't raise our voice. In my family, when we have a problem, we're going to leave for 2 hours, for 2 days, right? In my family, no, we got to take care of it. Don't leave until we solve the problem. That's why relationship is challenging and difficult, because everybody have their own box, right? Now, here's the thing. Where do you get this? Where do you get this from? Where do I get this from? How do I know what I want to put it in our box or in my box? Well, the biggest influence to this, you have to notice, is our family of origin. Our family of origin, the family where you were raised, right? Now, there are 2 responses in terms of the way you do things, right? The first response is this: I want to do exactly like what my family raised me to do. My dad always, my mom always, this is how I do it when I was raised. Or the other response is this: I would never do things like my family, right? I will never do my marriage like my dad and my mom, right? Usually those are the 2 responses that we have. We either trying to avoid it or we are trying to do it like them. But here's the problem, right? This is where we get it from. And then after that, you have other things that maybe influence your box, whether it's culture, the people around you, right? Maybe entertainment, when you watch movie, that's what influences our box. Now, this is when it gets complicated. We all have hopes, dream, and desire, right? But the problem is this is my box. And when you meet someone, your future husband, your future wife, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, they are carrying their own box. What you want and what he wants, what you want and what she wants, it's going to be colliding, it's going to be different. And how many times I have seen, and you've seen this too, or maybe I've done this and you've done this too, where we met someone and this is what we do. Hey, this is my box. Make it come true. Right? In other words, we are trying to make the other person a savior of our life. Right? Hey, this is my hope, this is my dream, and this is my desire. Here. Make it come true for me. Now, while this is our hopes and dream and our desire, when you give it to someone else, when you give it to your wife, when you give it to your husband, when you give it to your boyfriend and girlfriend, it's going to feel like expectation for them. It's going to feel like a demand for them. For us, it feels like this is my hope, this is my dream, this is my desire. For other people that you hand your box to, it will feel like expectation. Look, I just want to tell you this. I'm not a marriage counselor, I'm not a family therapist or anything like that, but I told you this over and over again because of my job as a pastor. I'm telling you, I have seen, I have heard, I have witnessed all kind of things that happen in the relationship. Marriage relationship, parents, children relationship, working relationship, friendship, right? And if you today you ask me, Sam, can you, everything that you've seen, heard, and experienced, if you can conclude it with one word, what is that word? What word would that be? If I can conclude it with one word, this is the word that I will come up with. Expectations. If someone come to me, right? Hey, Sam, hey, I'm about to go into this serious relationship. I'm about to get married, right? Do you have anything that you want to tell me? Do you have any advice? Let's say if I only have 5 minutes with that person, and I will never see this person again in the rest of my life, right? What are the things that I want to say to that person? I will tell them 2 things. Number 1, I think is the most important. Make sure you have a God-centered, Christ-centered marriage or relationship. And the second one that I would tell them is this. Be clear, communicate, be able to manage your expectations. That's it. That's why I don't want you guys to miss the Sunday 2 weeks from now. I'm going to talk about how we can manage our expectation. What do we do with our expectation, right? Next week, I have a friend, actually, he's a pastor from Florida that's going to be here and also talking about relationship, and you don't want to miss that too. So again, what do we do though? What do we do? Should we not have any expectation at all? That's not what I'm saying. Right? Should we not expect anything from the other person? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is this. If the way we approach relationship, we just swap boxes, right? In other words, hey, this is what I want, make it come true. And the other person say, this is what I want, make it come true. This is what we are creating. We are creating debt and debtor relationship. You owe me this. You are supposed to do this for me. And the other person will say the same thing. That's what's going to happen, right? Let me illustrate you this way. Let's say if you let me borrow $20 from you, and then the next time I see you, I give you back $20. How grateful are you? I mean, yeah, you're grateful. It's better than me not paying back, right? You know, how grateful are you? The answer would be like you have a very minimum, right? Minimal gratitude or even no gratitude at all, right? This is what you say. Well, you owe me $20. That's what you're supposed to do anyway, right? You pay me back what you owe me, right? Or if I give you 10, this is what you're going to say. Where's the rest, Sam? Right? That's what debt and debtor relationship look like. You and your wife, you and your husband, you and your kids, right? You and your parents. Here's a simple question. Do you really want to have that type of relationship in your marriage, in your family? And I know the answer. I know what you're going to say. Of course not. Right? The other day I was telling my wife, now if you're waiting for the Bible verse, it's going to come up, okay? So no worries, okay? We are in church, okay? There's going to be Bible verses. The other day I was telling my wife, hey, Nana, I finally find a way how I can describe you. And she was like, what? Are you trying to describe me? Right? So this year, it's going to be our 9th year together as a husband and wife. And for the last 9 years, I've been watching her, and I'm just amazed. Last month or even last week, we were so busy with the things that we need to do at the church, right? I remember during Christmas, just this last month in December, this is what my wife tell me, hey, don't worry, okay? Because I was thinking, okay, who else should we send Christmas wishes to, Christmas card to, Christmas present to? Like, I'm the type of people that really easily, just anxious and things like that, right? And this is what my wife says. Hey, don't worry. I have all the list of the people that we need to send our Christmas wishes to. Sam, don't worry. I got this. If you have more people there's outside of this list that you want to give this Christmas presents to, let me know, and I'll take care of it. Don't worry, it's done. And when she said that, I was like, man, that's pretty gangster, right? And then after Christmas, everything is done. Everything is finished. So the other day, I was like, man, I know how to describe you now. I found words how to describe you. I said that you are such a high-capacity woman, I said. Right? And here's the reason why I'm telling you this, is this. If I am not careful, if you are not careful, this is how our relationship can turn into like, well, you are supposed to help me out. Well, that's your job. Well, that's what you need to do. A relationship that is full of gratitude will say something like this: wow, thanks, babe, for the breakfast. Right? And your wife or your husband will say, oh, yeah, you're welcome. I've been doing this for 10 years for you anyway. Yeah. Because it's going to feel like the first time every time. Right? Because you don't say, well, you're supposed to prepare this for me. Right? Well, that's your job. You're supposed to pick me up. You're supposed to clean the house. You're supposed to fix that. That's your role. Right? But gratitude says this: wow, I didn't expect that. I am surprised every morning that you do that, even though you've been doing it for the last 10 years. I am as grateful as the first time. So let me wrap this up for you. So what do we do? Again, what do we do with all of this? Should we just ignore it, forget it, deny it, right? Or I don't care, right? Should we not have any expectation at all? No, right? Let me leave you with this. So how should we approach our relationship? Now, especially if you and me are Christian, if you and me are Jesus followers, this is how we're supposed to approach our relationship. In your relationship, you must have the same attitude that Christ Jesus had. What is that attitude, Sam? I'm glad you asked. This is Christ's attitude. Though he was God, he did not think of equality with God as something to cling to. Instead, he gave up his divine privileges. He took the humble position of a slave and was born as a human being. When he appeared in human form, he humbled himself in obedience to God and died a criminal death on a cross. Do you know what it is? You know what it's the same attitude as Christ mean? Although Christ, Jesus, is the same with God, although he is God, right? He never used this card right here, I am God. He never go to the restaurant and say, hey, I need a table for 12 people. Well, and the hostess will say, no, I thought you have 13 people. No, Judas is going to wait in the car. But anyway, I want that corner table by the window, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, sir, but it's reserved. Well, do you know who I am? I am Jesus, right? Give me that table. I am Jesus. And Jesus never do that. Jesus never do, like, I am God card. He doesn't do that, right? No, okay, Sam. What does it look like in our everyday life, right? I'm glad you asked again. I don't know why you guys just have so many questions today, right? This is how this look like. Don't be selfish. Don't try to impress others. Be humble, thinking of others as better than yourself. Don't look out only for your own interests, but take interest in others too. That's it. The one person will say, no, you are my priority. The other person say, no, you are my priority, right? We put ourselves under the other person, right? And I'm sure you do this all the time, right? And we say that, no, last time it was my fault. The other person say, nah, it's my fault, right? No, it's my fault, right? I know we do that all the time, right? But some of us, when we hear this is Sam, come on, sit down here. Let me tell you something about my wife, man. Some of you, Sam, sit down here. Let me tell you something about my husband, man, right? Here's the problem, Sam. If I do that for her, if I do that for him, what if he doesn't do that for me? What if he didn't return the favor? Well, in your relationship, have the same attitude like Christ had. 2,000 years ago, when Jesus died for us on the cross, today, 2,000 years later, there are some people who accepted him, who acknowledged his sacrifice on the cross, but there are people who don't accept Jesus, who don't acknowledge his sacrifice on the cross. In other words, this is how I put it, if you like Twitter, I think you can fit this in Twitter. Jesus initiates even though we may not reciprocate. That's pretty good, right? It takes me a long time to come up with that. Jesus initiates even though we may not reciprocate. That's the same attitude as Christ. Here's what I want to do before, again, ask question, please. Can you imagine a relationship that looks like this? Can you and me imagine a marriage that look like this? Can you imagine your parents at home model you a marriage that look like this, right? You take this idea of submitting under one another. No, you are my priority. No. The other person said, no, you are my priority, right? You take this idea and you drop it into your relationship, into your future marriage. It's going to be amazing, isn't it? Right? So here's the conclusion, right? A great relationship is this. Again, I'm not an expert, but this is just based on what I learned from the verses that we just read. A great relationship is this. What does the other person owe you? Happy couple know the answer is nothing. What do you owe the other person? Happy couple knows that they owe the other person everything. I'm going to repeat this for you. What does the other person owe you? What does your husband, your kids, your coworkers owe you? Nothing. What do you owe the other person? Everything. They owe each great couples or great relationship. We know that we owe each other everything, but they don't owe anything in return. I don't expect anything in return. And you say, Sam, you only see this kind of relationship in the movie. This is not real life. right? Is it easy? Of course not. Is it worth it? Definitely it's worth it. Because you and me, we are as happy as the relationship that we have in our life. Let's work on this together. Am I there yet? Of course not. I'm probably way behind than you guys. But let's aim for this.